Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
So last week we discussed some points about the second method. The second method is to examine the disadvantages of evil thoughts. So looking for the disadvantages of evil thoughts. So this is the second method, and then we need to find out the simile for the second method. So it is that simile is so effective for us to understand. So the second method, especially the essence of second method. Today we are going to discuss the third method. So what is the third method here? So forgetting or disregard evil thoughts. So here, so forgetting method or disregarding method. So we have finished two methods. So this is the third method here. So the third method is not to mind or not to remember evil thoughts and discarding or forgetting evil thoughts. In Pali, tesa vitakka asati manasikaro apiji tabo. So apiji tabo. Sometimes in order to reduce and remove evil thoughts in our mind, so we need to know the art of forgetting. The art of forgetting. So in order to live happily and healthily or peacefully in our daily life, we need to understand what kind of person should be forgotten and what kind of person should be remembered in our mind. So this method is very interesting and very useful. So mostly that we understand forgetting is not good. So but in this discourse, the Buddha mentioned, so in order to reduce and remove our evil thoughts, so forgetting is so effective for us. But in this case, we need to understand what kind of object or what kind of person should be forgotten and what kind of person or what kind of object should be remembered. So we need to understand that point. That is why this method is forgetting method. So if we remember or if we do not forget unpleasant situations in our mind, we cannot live happily and healthily in our daily life. That is why we need to understand some objects or some person must be forgotten. Some objects or some person must be forgotten. So in order to remove and reduce in our evil thoughts in our daily life. Here, so asati. So in this case, we need to understand, we need to remember 2 points regarding that method. The first one is asati. We need to forget someone or something which leads to unpleasant situation in our mind. So manasikara. So sometimes we need to understand what is proper to be attended and what is improper to attempt. So So it means amanasikara. Amanasikara. So that is why regarding that method, so we need to remember 2 points, asati and amanasikara, in order to reduce and remove evil thoughts. Here, so we can translate that Pali word literally like that, asati, and the opposite of asati is sati, remembering and forgetting asati, and then minding manasikara or attending and discarding manasikara. So we can translate these 2 Pali words into English like that. So asati, forgetting or discarding. So manasikara, attending or pay attention to someone or something, or minding. So we can understand like that. So according to the above statement, we can understand like that. We need to understand what is proper to remember. So what kind of person or what kind of object should be remembered in our mind. And then what is proper to forget or what is proper to discard in order to live happily and peacefully in our daily life. So we need to remember this point. And then here, so another point, the art of forgetting or remembering. So sometimes, mostly we understand that forgetting leads to a wholesome state. But in this case, the forgetting leads to wholesome states, especially good thoughts or especially the removing or abandonment of evil thoughts. Sometimes the remembering leads to a wholesome states according to this discourse. So we can understand like that. That is why here I mentioned we must try to forget what is proper to forget or the thought that leads to a wholesome states or the state that are the obstacle for the development of our concentration. So this is the some points regarding the art of forgetting or remembering. So we need to understand that point. So here, so attending. So the art of attending means in this case what is proper to attend or what is improper to attend. And then, so in order to live happily and healthily or peacefully, it is important here to understand what is proper to attend and what is improper to attempt. So here, so these points are regarding that method. Sometimes our memories, so according to that method, we can understand like that regarding the memory. So here, sometimes so our memories are the enemies of our peace of mind. So that is why we need to understand what kind of object should be forgotten and what kind of person should be forgotten in order to live happily and healthily or peacefully. So even our memories, sometimes those memories lead to unwholesome states. So those memories make us unhappy or sad in our daily life. That is why, so we should not remember everyone or everything. So we should remember something that leads to the peace of mind. So peace of mind. So here, sometimes our memories are the enemies of our happiness. So we can understand like that according to this method. Therefore, so we need to cultivate the habit of forgetting something or someone that leads to our psychological well-being or mental well-being. So we can understand like that. So these are some points regarding forgetting or disregarding so in our mind. So we can understand like that. So we can understand that method based on this information. So according to the original text, so we can understand here. So we need to look at the translation. So that method here. So in order to understand this that method, we need to, it is better for us to read footnote number 39. So in order to understand some points regarding that method, it is better for us to read footnote number 39 here. So do you see 39? So footnote number here, footnote. So footnote is this one. So here the second line. So here 39. Te na bhikkhave bhikkhuna te sam vitakka asati manasikara abhijitavo. So and then we can skip the commentary suggests. Do you see? Yeah. So COMY. So he mentioned the short form of the commentary. So the commentary suggests 5 other methods for discarding, distracting our thoughts. The first one, do you see? So find method here, occupied. We must occupy our set with something else. So and then, so we need to recite some work explaining a doctrine in order to reduce and remove evil thought according to that method. And then the third one, so in order to reduce and remove, we need to read some book related to the Dhamma. You see, related to the Dhamma. And then number 4, to examine the parcel and object from his back. Like a fire stick, this is the upper stick, or this is the lower stick. And then number 5 is carefully and reflectively to examine his requisites. So these are another methods in order to reduce and remove our evil thoughts according to that method, especially the commentary of Agada Pativinaya Sutta. So we can understand like that. These are another 5 methods of forgetting our evil thoughts. So regarding the evil thought, the Buddha mentioned another simile here. So simile for that method, it is we need to read, or you should read. So the simile of that method. So here the Buddha mentioned just the man with eyes not wishing to see sights around him would shut his eyes or look away in another direction. So for example, so there are some unpleasant situations before you at the time. So if you do not want to see that object, so you can change the direction of your eyes. So for example, if you want to do not see this side, you can face over that. So we can understand like that here. So just that in mind with eyes, but he has no wish to see this side. So at the time that he can face over side. In the same way, so here the Buddha mentioned, so whenever evil thoughts arise in our mind, so we need to forget so those evil thoughts in our mind without remembering those evil thoughts. So this is the one method of reducing and removing evil thoughts. Okay, let's go to another method. So to pay the attention to the origins of evil thoughts. So it means, so sometimes the evil thoughts arise in our mind. So then, so in order to reduce and remove those evil thoughts, we need to find out the origins or the cause of our thoughts, or the cause of our evil thoughts, or the cause of our problem. So without understanding the causes or the conditions for the arising of our problem, so we cannot understand how to solve our problem. That is why whenever every problem, mentally or physically, arises in our minds, so we need to find out the causes of our problem. So in this case as well, that whenever evil thoughts arise in our mind, so we need to find out the cause of those evil thoughts. So this is also one method. Here, we need to pay the attention, or in this case, we need to find out or look for the origins of our evil thoughts. So here, so a person should attempt to the origin of evil thoughts at the time that we can reduce and remove our evil thoughts. In Pali, vitakka, sankhara, santana, manasika, dabam. So whenever it means that whenever evil thoughts arise in our mind, we need to find out, or we need to look for the cause of our evil thoughts. So actually, so these methods are very simple, but very difficult to apply in our daily life. So we need to remember regarding this Vitakka Santana Sutta, we need to remember the main points of this Vitakka Santana Sutta. So I have already told you, so regarding this Vitakka Santana Sutta, the main idea of Vitakka Santana Sutta is the method of reducing and removing evil thoughts, especially by using these 5 methods. This is the main idea of this Vitakka Santana Sutta. So this is the 4th method. So the third method is in order to reduce and remove. So we need to understand, we must try to find out the origins of our evil thoughts. So here I mentioned some point. So what kind of situations or what kind of objects or what kind of person leads to evil thoughts in our mind? We need to find out what is the conditions for the arising of evil thought in our mind. Here I mentioned, so according to Vijja Sutta, so the conditions for the arising of unwholesome states, so here ignorance, lack of wisdom, shamelessness, and fearless. So avijja, and then lack of wisdom, and then ahirika and anuddhava. So these are the conditions for the arising of evil thoughts in our mind. So for example, so discuss the fourth method. So according to the Vitakka Santana Sutta, so in order to reduce and remove evil thoughts, at the time we need to focus ignorance, lack of wisdom, shamelessness, and fearless or wrong, doing wrong. So in Pali, the avijja, so abhinya, ahirika, and anuddhava. So we can understand like that. So and then among the above three conditions, so the lack of wisdoms. Among these conditions, so lack of wisdom, ignorance are the forerunner of conditions for the rising of evil thoughts. The condition of evil thoughts. So without wisdom, so we cannot reduce and remove our evil thoughts, or we cannot understand how to solve our mental problem. That is why, so endowment or position of wisdom is very important for us in order to reduce and remove evil thoughts. And then ahirika and anuddhava are the followers of ignorance. So this discourse is very, very remarkable for us, because so if we have ignorance at the time, so it is very easy to arouse ahirika and anuddhava in our mind. We cannot differentiate what is shameful and what is not unshameful without a wisdom. So that is why ahirika and anuddhava are the followers of ignorance. So delusion, so moha. So actually that point is according to Vijja Sutta. So the Vijja Sutta is mentioned in Idiodaka Pali, the page number 218. And then, so another slide is here, Avijja Sutta. So that Avijja Sutta is mentioned, Dasaka Nibbata Pali of Anguttara Nikaya. So and then another point, the conditions for the arising of akusala karma or evil thoughts. Here, according to Abhidhamma perspective, we can understand like that. Ayoniso, manasikara, badathana, akusala, yoniso, manasikara, badathana, kusala. So this is generally that we can understand the conditions for the arising of kusala and akusala. So for example, generally we can ask, what is the conditions for the arising of kusala and akusala? So regarding the conditions for the arising of kusala, so here yoniso manasikara badathana. It means wise attention is the condition, the proximate cause of kusala karma. So unwise attention is the proximate cause of akusala karma, because yoniso manasikara is associated with all consciousness. Sabajita, Sadarana, Jitasika. So that is why, so generally we can understand the conditions for the arising of our evil thoughts are Yoniso Manasikara and Ayoniso Manasikara. So generally we can understand like that. Based on these two conditions, we can expand our knowledge. So regarding the conditions for the arising of wholesome states and unwholesome states. So this is the basic information in order to understand the conditions for the arising of kusala, vitakka and akusala vitakka. So here, Inya Atiya Sutta. So that Sutta is mentioned Tika Nibbata Pali of Anguttara Nikaya. So we need to explain, for example, explain or discuss the fourth method in order to reduce and remove evil thoughts at the time. So we can, first of all, we need to mention. So regarding the question, so regarding how to give the answer to the question, especially discussion question. So some students maybe misunderstand something about how to give the answer to the discussion question. Whenever we give the answer to the discussion question, first of all, we need to find out we need to mention facts. We need to mention facts or factors. After that, we need to organize these words. Which one is first, which one is second, or which one is third. In the end, we need to present those information orally. After that, we need to mention our own opinions. So whenever we give the opinion questions, so we need to emphasize the 4 points. The first one is conditions of factor of facts. Factors, sometimes we can say factors of facts or conditions. After that, we need to consider how to organize these factors. How to organize 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. This is the organizing, how to organize. And then, so we need to know how to present. So those data, in the end, we need to add our own opinion to this discussion. So some students misunderstand that point. So if we give the answer, those order, so those process, facts, organize, presented, and own idea. So based on these 4 conditions, so if we give the answer, the opinion question, so it will be better for you. It means to get many marks or a lot of marks. So we need to understand that point. So here, another one here. So the cause of raga. So here, so according to the Subha Nimitta, so according to, so here, Inya Titiya Sutta, the Buddha mentioned, so the cause of raga, dosa, and moha respectively. Here, if we understand, so these causes, so we can reduce and remove every evil thoughts related to lobha, dosa, and moha. Here, so the cause of raga is Subha Nimitta. Subha Nimitta. So here, the objects that are considered to be pleasant or beautiful, such a thing is called Subha Nimitta. So and then here, what is the cause of dosa? So here, according to this discourse, so Patika Nimitta is the cause of dosa. So and then the Buddha continued to mention the cause of moha. Ayoniso Manasikara is the cause of moha. So the cause of moha. So we can understand like that. Here, so when we face mental problems in our daily life, so the above method is extremely useful for us or remarkable for us to solve those problems. First of all, we need to find out the cause of our problem. And then, what is the cause of its causes? So, and then what is the method leading to the end of problem? Here, this another one is very clear for us to understand. So this method, how to investigate our mental problem. So first of all, we need to look for the cause of our problem. In this case, mula or hetu. In Pali, the mula or hetu, and then looking for the cause or its causes. In Pali, pajaya. So hetu and then pajaya. So in the end, we can give the treatment based on the cause of our problem. So this is the one moral gained from this method. So here, so we need to read some example, another example for the 4th method. So the 4th method is about the adult attendant, the origins of evil thought. So we need to find out here, so according to the 4th methods. So next week, we can finish this Vitakka Santana Sutta. One discourse is left for us to discuss another Lakkhana Sutta. So another Lakkhana Sutta, so only one discourse. So the discourse is the last discourse for us for this 2nd semester. So regarding the question for the Mahagopalaka Sutta. Mahagopalaka Sutta. So we have took the tutorial for the Mahagopalaka Sutta. So I have already given some questions for the Mahagopalaka Sutta. Among them, so I will omit matching. I will omit matching. There are only 3 questions. There are only 3 questions remained. And then fill into 1, 2, 3. fill into 1, 2, 3. So these 3 questions would appear in your real exam. So you can prepare pronoun on. So I will omit the first one, matching. Matching. So there are another 3 questions. So these 3 questions will appear in your real exams for the Mahakopalaka Sutta. So now I'm thinking about how to ask question about the Vitakka Santana Sutta. Because you are so bright. No more. No bright. So from my side, there will be 3 questions will come from my side. So another 5 questions will come from another Seattle. Honorable Indajara and Dr. Chandamukha. So there will be 8 questions. So maybe Seattle will ask 2 or 3. So actually, so it is sure, so 3 questions will come from my side. So the last method here to reduce, the last method is very difficult for us. Yeah? So very difficult for us because here to subdue and restrain and attack the bad mind with the good mind. So with the good minds, so we need to, the previous 4 methods are not effective for us to remove evil thought. We can use or we can apply this 4th method. Do you understand what does it mean, the 5th method? Huh? So to subdue and restrain and attack the bad mind with the good mind. So we need to attack the bad mind with the good mind. So like that. So here, let's go to the benefits of removing evil thoughts. Maybe you forget to bring the handout. Oh, I see. So if you do not have the handout, so it is not okay, to explain some points. So I want to show the benefits of removing evil thoughts. So very interesting and very useful. So in the end of this discourse, the Buddha summarized. So this discourse, very interesting and very useful. If we read this summary deeply and thoroughly, we can understand this Vitakka Santana Sutta. So here, Bhikkhu, so when a man is pay attention to some sign and they arising in him, the bad and unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, with hate, or with delusions, then so that Bhikkhu should attend a different sign connected with the wholesome state. So it means, so the Buddha conclude or summarize, so Bhikkhu, when you practice mental object or when you develop a mental object, which is the foundation of vipassana meditation, then so unwholesome evil thoughts can arise in our mind. At the time, you need to replace, you need to change those evil thoughts into wholesome thoughts. So we can understand like that the first method. So the first method is replacing method. So first of all, the first method is replacing method. So please remember, so these 5 lines. Only these 5 lines, in order to understand the main idea of Vitakka Santana Sutta, so we need to remember these 5 lines to replace evil thoughts with good thoughts. In other words, we can say to change the evil thoughts into good thoughts. In other words, we can say to change selfish thinking into unselfish thinking. In Pali, we can say to replace akusala vitakka into kusala vitakka. And then Another method is to examine the disadvantages of evil thoughts. We need to find out the danger, adinawa of agusala vitakka, and then so to forget or disregard our evil thoughts. And then another one is we need to look for the origins or the cause of our evil thoughts. The last one is we need to attack the bad mind with the good mind. It means we need to attack agusala vitakka with kusala vitakka. So please remember this 5 lines, not so difficult. So as long as you remember this 5 lines, you can find out the answer for this vitakka santana sutta so effortlessly or easily, easily. So and then, so if we apply these 5 kinds of methods in our daily life, especially whenever evil thoughts in our mind, so we can be the master of our thoughts. Master of our thoughts. So if we do not apply according to this vitakka santana sutta, so if we do not understand how to apply these evil thoughts in our daily life, especially whenever evil thoughts arise in our mind, so we can be slave. So do you know we can be slave? We can be slave to our evil thoughts or to our emotions, so to our feelings or desire. That is why, so what kind of person do we want to be? The master of our mind or the slave to our mind? The slave to our mind. So, vitakka dasa or vitakka sami. We can understand like that. So these are the benefits of this vitakka santana sutta. So the Buddha said that bhikkhu, if you apply these 5 kinds of method, you can be the master of your thoughts. If not, you can be the slave to your emotions, your desires, your feelings. You can be slave to your evil thoughts. So we can understand like that. This is the benefit of studying this vitakka santana sutta. In other words, we can say, so mind management. So mind management, we can understand like that. So this discourse mainly mentioned mind management. So we can understand like there are a lot of management, people management, time management, financial management, and in this case, so according to vitakka santana sutta, so this vitakka santana sutta mentioned mind management. So this is the one lesson we can get from this vitakka santana sutta. So we can understand like that. Okay, that's all for today. See you next week. Next week I will start another Lakkhana Sutta. So as soon as I write in my room, I will send the PDF file of another Lakkhana Sutta to your monitor.
And now please let us tutor your own.
Yes.